like to sing as a duet today. But right now I'm tuning into a feminine who I've got that song What's Going On playing in my head, and in particular it's that line what's in my head, yeah, get it all out what's in my head. So I want to get out of this feminine's head what's going on. Oh, I miss you like crazy, absolutely, and your true colours are beautiful. Okay, so there's your song that they want to sing to each other today. I miss you like crazy and your true colours are beautiful. So that's kind of the energy of today. So I had an interesting thing happen to me actually, which I thought was very positive this week. I was just driving away from my house. I was not even a mile away, and I was just kind of on this lane around some bushes and some houses and things, and then this huge peacock flew up and landed on this top branch of this tree. Well, I've never even seen it. I didn't know peacocks could even fly, actually, to be honest. And this thing was standing there. I was like, wow, that's amazing. And then today, I was at the exact same bit, and there was a couple of what they call magpies, you know, one for sorrow, two for joy, and they were just hopping around on the road as well. So I stopped because I didn't want to squish them. So, strengthening one's will. Okay, that's probably quite a good... probably quite good guidance for this feminine, because that's what's been affected by everything that's been happening to her. And she kind of, this, by the way, this is probably going to be my last reading with these cards, because I've ordered some new ones, some more loving ones, some lovely loving ones. But today I'm just doing these cards, and then on my new ones, and I can't wait. I'll be able to do stuff that's a lot more kind of on the heart level, less kind of, you know, trying to explain, you know, like tricky situations and things like that. Doesn't mean I won't do them. It depends what people want, really. Yeah, this is the kind of last one of just my little selection of cards. Oh, look at that, the dominoes crashing. Nice. So that's interesting, because that's like that What's Going On song a little bit, actually. So this feminine that I'm tuning into, she's singing this song, and all the words are relevant, you know, 25 years, my life is still, that one. But in particular, I've got to get it all out what's in my head. Now, I'll explain to you why that's been so challenging, because you could be in a situation similar to this. So we've basically got a divine masculine and a divine feminine who have no direct communication, they're in silence, and that is making things very, very tricky. And it's almost like here's the masculine lining up his dominoes, and here's the feminine lining up her dominoes, and it's kind of like there's a gap here, and they keep misaligning. They keep not managing to get a wonderful flow happening. It's very kind of disjointed and things like that. So let's see if we can get some more on them. Let's just see. So basically, the issue that they're having to do with this this silence is that they've both got jobs that involve confidentiality. Okay, so he is maybe like a I was going to say, why was I going to say an interior designer? Not an interior designer. He's like an investigative journalist, and she's like a doctor, something like that. So they've got clients that, well, he's sort of, you know, knows how to find stories out. So he knows how to find, there you go. He's got sources, and he knows how to find out stories about his divine feminine. And she gets no say in this. So he knows things about her without actually talking to her, right? But here's the thing, she knows things about him without talking to him, because she communicates on the 5D level. All right, so it's kind of like they're even in that respect, but this is what's causing this tussle and all this kind of armoring and kind of like, you know, this between them kind of invisibly. as they try and work out, because what's happening is one of them's doing one lot of things and one of them's doing another, and they both can't see what they're each up to. And so it's causing this crazy miscommunication, kind of like what was that song, 25 Years, My Life Is Still, trying to get up that great big hill of hope. I realised quickly when I knew I should that this world was never this brotherhood of man. That song. Anyway, that's the one that's going through my mind. And so this is causing so much trouble. Now, the problem has been to do with what they do for a living, because the feminine, because the masculine has been kind of all over her for a story, she hasn't been able to work because what she does is confidential, right? And equally, and it's the other way around, isn't it? Equally, what he does is confidential as well. So he can't really reveal his sources. He can't allow anyone to know where his stories come from. And she has patience that just patience. Yeah, she's got patience, but she has patience TS. That means that she can't let go. So she has to hold information about her patients that is confidential. And her concern is, because her masculine is good at finding stories, is that he won't keep her clients' stories kind of confidential. Not because he's doing anything wrong, but just because there's a transparency to what's going on that she has no control of and she has no say in. And that's what's been causing the problems. So it's easy to watch and say, oh, she's not doing anything. She's lazy. That's really easy. My God, do you know how hard it is to do nothing when you want to do something? And so it's easy to say, oh, she's on her knees and she's not, like, she's got no willpower. And it's not that at all. It's actually, she's had to use her will to say, look, I can't work if you're not going to allow me privacy, right? Because, so whether I'm working online, if I'm coaching someone online and you're going to see that's not okay. I'm not okay with that. If I was in that situation, then the other person would need to give permission. This is all about permission. It's all about boundaries and it's all about permission, right? So you need to have permission from someone for other people to see what they're going through, because her work's private, just as with him, his work's private too. And they have to sign things and all this to, get stories and stuff. So it's exactly, again, we've got this reflection, this mirror, but this is what's causing so many problems, which are being misinterpreted all the time as like, oh, the feminine isn't, she's not doing her, she's not being financially, aware or whatever, and she's this and that. And it's kind of like, no, it's not that. It's that what she's saying is, if I can't have privacy, I can't work. And so this has got her in such a bind. And so she's held and held and held and held and said to her masculine, I need to speak to you. And he's never come forward. And so all she's been able to do is crumble under the situation because she hasn't been able to move forward. You see. And finally she said, sod it, I'm just going to start seeing patients again. And it's scary for her because her work is highly confidential. When she works with a client, everything they tell her never gets, that's what her reputation has been built on, it never gets outside the four walls of what that patient says. And so how can she earn money when that's how she earns money? So that's what's going on, you see. And all of this affects the love between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. They still have this unconditional love, and they have this deep understanding, and they know that if they could reach each other, they would be able to sort things out, because they're not trying to run from what's happened. This feminine is perfectly willing to stand up to situations, And she likes to make choices and likes to make decisions. She likes to move her life forward. She doesn't like having this big gap here. She actually really enjoys what she does, and she enjoys making a difference. But she can't do it if she doesn't know for sure that her information is confidential. So there's your problem. And so it's got her going round and round and round and round in circles. So let's see if we can put into words what's going on between this feminine and this masculine. Yeah. There you go. I want to lay under the stars with you and your beauty blows me away. So with all this going on and all this kind of pressure for the feminine, for them to come into reunion, you know, the feminine needs to step up. She needs to up her game. She needs to show that she can manage herself financially. She's actually, the money isn't the issue because she's got money. She can't advance her career under these conditions. And he's possibly in a very similar situation as well, but she's not able to reach him to find out. You're prefect for me. So anyway, so that is the kind of, and then there's all these beautiful messages. You know, he's been making sure the angels bring the most lovely messages of, you know, of reassurance and love, and that's, yeah, look, you see, I want to lay under the stars with you. So he's within this has a really open heart. You know, his heart is so open, but she's had to close hers down. And that has caused a lot of issues because she's generally not a close-hearted person. But she's kind of had no choice in this situation because she's had no control of anything. So I hope, yeah, and so there's no flow, that's right. And you can see there again, you see this is this feminine. See how guarded she is with her heart, but she can hear the messages from the angels that, you know, her divine masculine has sent. She can hear them here, but she's guarding her heart and she wants to hear them here, you know. And she's so confused. You can see the confused look on her face. See the confused look on her face? And she wants to join in, she wants to participate, she wants to give and to receive and things, but she's just so, it's been a long time, you know. This isn't just something that's gone on for a little while. This has been going on for a long time, so she can't build anything up. So this rebuild, she feels like she can't build anything, you see, because of this issue with the privacy, and that's caused her to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, to have patience. But the other, instead of patience with a TS, she's had to have patience with a CE instead. So yeah, there we go, look, see? But she does adore her divine masculine, and you know, she's listening to him, you know, on the 5D. But he's kind of fading out a little bit because this has become such a complicated situation. And because she's got no outlet, no voice, no ability to have a good old-fashioned conversation where you listen and you respond, you know, like normal people, she's kind of, you know, and she's a very joyful person when you get to know her, but not like this, you know. And so she really wants to hear what her divine masculine has to say, you know, directly, and she wants to look, see see, she's listening and she's looking with her heart and she's listening, and it brings her great joy. He brings her great joy, but it's just they're not together, you know. And so how she feels about the fact they're not together in the physical is let's see what we get for that, and I'll see if we can find out. Oops. Yeah. So what's replaced that is a lot of creativity and imagination, a lot of effort, and her masculine is bent over backwards to try to reach her in other ways, very creative ways, very imaginative ways. Because he has such a deep understanding, you know, he has such a deep understanding of her and her situation. He gets it. and he's protecting her. You know, he's protecting her. He's loving her, but at the same time, he's like, "Can you get a move on?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'd love to get a move on, but I need, there's certain things I need. I don't just want. I need. I cannot have certain things being disclosed." And you see, because she knows certain things on the 5D level about him, which are confidential as well, she doesn't know which bits are